You might not believe this, but just a couple of months ago where I'm walking was covered in about a foot of water. And so I'm walking around in the wetland right now. And when it comes to wetland management, at least the way I do it is, even though it's 100 degrees outside right now, I'm really thinking more towards the fall and winter, because today's the day when the work starts. We're in early August, it's pretty hot out here, and already I've started doing work that hopefully will benefit the wildlife when they start returning into the fall, winter, and spring of next year. Hey, before I get any further, if you like these videos, like and subscribe. You know, one of the things I always put pride in is when it comes to wildlife conservation and doing things to preserve our ecosystems, I try to put my money where my mouth is. So I do these projects on my own property with my own dime. And if you watching these videos and learning a little bit from me and help supporting me makes a big difference. So I appreciate it. So the way this wetland works is there's no natural water source. And so we require an abundant amount of rain to fall just right for us to get water in it. If not, we've got a nearby creek. Once the creek fills up, we can pump water out of that. And that's what I did last year to get it started. But because this sits in water all the time, the soil becomes really moist. It's full of organic matter. It's full of life. And it's a really good growing medium for all these moist soil plants that grow. So because of that, they tend to get out of control once the wetland goes dry. So every year about this time, I come out here and I start doing my management practices, which the management practices are pretty easy. I could use chemical and stuff, but I don't want to put chemical in this watershed or in this water basin. Plus, we're right adjacent to a creek. I don't want to put any chemical here that will run into the creek that'll end up somewhere else. And so we do mechanical controls. And what I mean by that is we bring a shredder out like a big lawnmower on my tractor, drive around, and we control the weeds and all the other undesirable brush with the tractor. So with shredding out here, we really got a few objectives in mind. Number one, we're going to do weed control. And again, instead of spraying the weeds with chemicals, we're just going to keep them mowed down so they can't go to seed and keep propagating themselves. And so one of the weeds we try to control out here, at least this time of year, is these cuckleburs. Now, right now they're small, but if we let these things get mature, they'll grow a burr on them. And the burrs aren't bad, but it just really kind of chokes out this wetland. And I think it hurts its productivity to some degree. The second thing we're trying to control is a brush species, which is this trumpet vine. Now, this trumpet vine is beautiful and it provides a lot of good wildlife cover, but too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. And so every year when this stuff creeps back, we come back here and knock it back. Again, we could use a chemical control, but I don't want to use chemicals. So the good thing about this this trumpet vine is it's a real small vine. Even though the plant gets big, the vines aren't very big, so it's pretty easy to run through there with the tractor and a shredder and keep it mowed. And the next thing we want to do is seed dispersal. What do I mean by seed dispersal? One of the most important plants that grow out here for waterfowl and other birds that eat seeds is this pink smartweed. And when I first started this part of the project, pink smartweed was in a small part of this wetland, and so when it would go to seed, I'd start shredding it, spread the seed out, and slowly it's really taken up root all over this wetland. And so the ducks really like it, the waterfowl that eat seeds really like it. And then the last thing we're trying to accomplish is to create more edge. Wildlife of all types like our animals of the edge. They like to be able to come out and feed, and then when a hawk or something else flies over, they like to have the brush to be able to skitter out of. And so with that thought in mind, we create a lot of edge. Now, if I let all this kind of grow in, it doesn't have much edge. It's just all brush. And so by coming in here and shredding it, we're creating a lot more edge space and a lot more space in hiding areas, so animals like rabbits or whatever else, rats, whatever comes in here, can come out, feed, and then skitter back into the brush to get cover to stay safe and help lead a productive life. And so we've got all these goals in mind, and so far so good. We just finished up shredding about an hour ago, and this place is looking good. So now all we're waiting on is we may have to come back here and shred the cuckleburs one more time, but now we're just waiting on the fall rains to start. And once they do and this fills back up, this is going to look absolutely fantastic. Hey, thanks for joining me again for another episode of the Wildlife Photo Show. Again, if you like these videos, like and subscribe, and if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll talk to you soon.